West Public versus Private. It is the Hill Murray Pioneers and the Eden Prairie Eagles. Hill Murray considered the home team. They wear the home whites, the black breezers. They'll move from left to right here in the opening period. Eden Prairie wearing the traveling reds, trimmed in the black and the white. Both teams enter action this afternoon with a season record of 8 wins and 2 losses. Starting goaltenders in this one for Hill Murray is junior goaltender Jake Begley, and for Eden Prairie, senior Sean DeRocher. And Eden Prairie wins the faceoff all the way back to DeRocher. Lieberman will pick it up from him and bring it near side for Noah Sullivan off of his stick. Now Sullivan gathers it back in and skates it to center. Sullivan in over the Hill Murray line down the right wing, trying to drive, gets the backhander away off the side of the net, and the rebound chased forward into the corner. First one to it was Brock Bremer. He couldn't control it. Now intercepting is Noah Sullivan. Sullivan catches back up to it near corner. Works his way up the wall, leaves it off for Lieberman. Lieberman avoids a check, works into the face-off circle, lets the shot go. Begley with the game's first save. And the Hill Murray net comes off. We'll get that reset. And we'll have a face-off in the Hill Murray zone. Opening minute of play in this first semifinal. Following this one, Minnetonka and Edina. Face-off here between Ben Helgeson and Michael Graham. Graham wins it back for Eden Prairie. They get it to the near point, and a shot one-timer there from Wesley Young, steered aside by Begley. Skating free with it now, Hunter Johannes, into the corner for Graham. Graham spins away from the double team. Derek Breezy was there defensively. Now a little give and go. A centering pass was into the skates of Ben Helgeson. Finally digging the puck free as well, Sontag. Sontag to the near side, hit the referee with it. And that allows Cole Lawrence. Lawrence got it to the side of the net, couldn't get it on goal. Spinning free with it now is Graham. Graham in the corner. Goes past Johannes, puts it out front, they score. It ends up in the back of the net. And just a minute and 21 seconds into this one, Eden Prairie takes the 1-0 lead. I think Cole Lawrence will get credit for the goal. We'll await the official word. And once again, we get a puck out of play. We'll pick up a stick back in the Hill Murray zone as well. And the faceoff will come to the left of a Sean DeRocher in the Eden Prairie zone. Hill Murray still looking for their first shot on goal as we play nearly 3 minutes into the opening period. Off the draw, Eden Prairie skates away with it. Hunter Johannes to the red line, tries to dump it in deep. It's tapped free. It comes to Michael Graham. Graham works his way into the corner. Graham coming right out front, tries to push one home, and Begley stonewalls him and is able to cover up the loose puck there in the blue ice, and a face-off coming in the Hill Murray zone. 13:52 to play, opening period. It is 1-0 in favor of Eden Prairie. Off the draw, Pioneers able to work it to the hash marks no further. Graham poked it free. Now Graham gets it back along the blue line, then his pass ends up into Kyler Yo's midsection and carries out to center. Spinning with it, Ronaldo. Now it's picked up. Ben Helgeson sends it in on goal. Left off, and Connor Olson tried to play it behind his own net. Coming free with it, Louis Rail gets it ahead, sent further along by Johannes, and then steered into the zone by Lawrence. Cole Lawrence, his goal in this one was at number 6 on the season for the Eagle forward. He picked up a goal in yesterday's victory over Burnsville as Eagles a couple of third period goals, only scoring in a 2-0 victory over Burnsville yesterday to get into the semifinal match. Hill Murray got a little bit of revenge on Wayzata, having lost to the Trojans earlier this year by a score of 2-0 back on December the 5th. They hammered the Trojans 7-1 yesterday in their quarterfinal matchup. As a shot on goal this time taken by Nolan Sullivan, is trapped and held by Begley. And we'll get a face-off to the Pioneers netminder to his right. 12:48 to play in the opening period. Face-off went almost able to stick handle right through. That time was Middlestat. Middlestat with 8 goals, 14 points, is the leading point getter for Eden Prairie on the season. Now coming the other way, Reifenberger into the Eden Prairie zone. Sharp angle shot is on goal. DeRocher stopped it and then had to pull it back in. As speeding through, looking for the rebound, was Dylan Mills. This top line producing 4 goals for Hill Murray yesterday. 2 from Mills, 2 from Reifenberger. Luke Ronaldo chipped in 2 as well in that rout of Wayzata. Sent ahead out to center by Johannes and sent right back. It finds its way to Bremer. He'll slide it deep into the Eden Prairie zone. Played back by DeRocher to the far wall. Pass goes into the skates of Graham. Graham catches back up with it. At the top of the faceoff circle, rifles it across in the slot. A shot, and getting down in front of that defensively was Austin Peterson. Now held in at the far point. A shot deflected just wide, and then off the back wall. It has to be cleared away by an alert Pioneer defenseman. Working it ahead. Mills sends it deep into the Eden Prairie zone. Pushed ahead by Lieberman and out into the neutral ice area. Pioneers settle it back into their own zone. Ronaldo near side. Trying to chip it in was Quast. Kind of fanned on it as he did so, and then backhanded in by Helgeson, but right to Lieberman, and he starts a rail back. Rail shot, knocked down, never made it all the way through, and then pushed back out to center where it's gathered in by Wesley Young. Young for Rail. Rail gathers steam through neutral ice. Tried to walk down the slot, had it poked off his stick, still sitting free, and finally pushed on out to center. Played to the near side by Young. Rail gives it back to Young. Pass to the middle. Blakowiak steers it into the Hill Murray zone before it's knocked back out. Into the Eden Prairie zone, trying to work in is Emmett Nath, and finally taken away from him. The Eagles send it the length of the ice. We got an icing call on Eden Prairie. 10:55 to play, opening period. 1-0 in favor of the Eagles. They've outshot Hill Murray 6-1 here through the opening 6+ minutes of action. Eden Prairie, another face-off win. Mason Emerson plays it up the wall, gets it out to center. It's brought further along by Connor Olson. He'll slide it into the Hill Murray zone. Trying to fight through the check was Cooper Borchert. Pioneers, however, gather the puck in and get it out to center. Picked up and brought in over the line by Naff. Naff tied up from behind, tried to center it out as Anthony Hurley was following the play. Now in the corner, pushed behind the net by Betty. Anthony Betty has it knocked free. And it comes sliding out to center, finally gathered back in and dumped back in by Hurley. Good shift from the fourth line from Hill Murray. Knocked down by Emerson of Eden Prairie. He gets it out to center before a bunch of white jerseys collapse on him, and the Pioneers gather it in. It's tipped into the Eden Prairie zone by Reifenberger. Bremer behind the net, couldn't control it, and Lieberman starts the other way. Lieberman pushes it ahead. Getting a stick on it was Middlestat. Couldn't handle the bouncing puck, and Bremer starts the other way for Reifenberger. Reifenberger centering pass, tips, comes bouncing toward the slot, but it's carried to safety by Andrew Irwin, and Irwin sends it ahead a little bit too far, and Sean Ryan plays it back, but gave it right back to Nolan Sullivan. Sullivan, a little hesitation move, turns, and his shot deflected out of play by Ryan. Face-off coming in the Hill Murray zone with 9:27 left to play here in the opening period. It's a 1-0 Eden Prairie lead. Cole Lawrence, his 6th of the season, the game's only goal to this point. As the Eagles, another face-off win, pushed it into the corner, and that's where it's fed along by Quast, but not a rail. A big blast. Big pad save and big rebound, finally controlled by Eden Prairie as it's pushed into the corner from Middlestat. He fights through Ronaldo there. Gets it to the near side, lining it up. Oh, great pad save, as almost oversliding the play that time was Begley. Held in near point by Middlestat. Feathers it down the wall. To the near point now, Young. Plays it through Steen. It wraps around. Middlestat is tied up there by Petronic. Comes to the side of the net. Centering pass, trying to get position. Good backhand shot. Unable to get that one through was Sullivan. As Eden Prairie's got the Pioneers all bottled up. Turned over. Comes sliding through, and Begley slaps the big glove hand down and says, enough of this. We need a change here. We need a face-off. We need a stoppage. As we have played nearly half of the opening period, Eden Prairie ahead 1-0. Michael Graham told to depart the face-off dot. Hill Murray finally controls. They got it out to center, dumped right back in. Pioneers gather it up. They'll try the near side with Ken Boblitz. Boblitz bottled up as he got over the red line. And now the loose puck. Hunter Johannes gets it back. Wesley Young gets it ahead. Blakowiak into the Hill Murray zone. Puts on the brakes, plays it back for Young at the point. Late change, didn't give him an option at the far point. In the slot, turning, a shot doesn't make it through, and the bouncing puck ends up with Bauman, and Joey Bauman gets it ahead. It over the line now is Neubauer. Neubauer fires it wide. Rebound on the near side, and whipping it wide from there was Boblitz. Hustling over Peterson, held the play in, poked free for Boblitz. Boblitz has it stolen away by Lawrence, who gets it out to center. Knocked down, and Sean Ryan from the red line dumps it back into the Eden Prairie zone. Irwin, the first one to it, spins away from the Betty forecheck. Sent ahead, glove down, and Hunter Johannes into the Hill Murray zone. Nicely guided away from the puck as Begley played it off into the corner. Coming free with it is Trumpy. Trumpy leaves it in the corner to the side of the net. Bouncing puck in the slot gets batted wide by Blakowiak. Finally, it's picked up, and Betty gets it ahead to center where it's poked off of Hurley's stick. And then as Hurley catches back up with it, we get a stoppage in the play. And a Hill Murray offside call. 6:56 to play here in the opening period. It remains 1-0 Eden Prairie, as the Eagles win yet another face-off. Nick Lieberman backpedals into his own zone and starts ahead. Shoveled across for his defensive mate, Andrew Irwin. It comes back for Lieberman. Lieberman a shot, and he sends it just wide. Irwin holds it in far point. It comes down the wall where it's played by Middlestat. Middlestat leaves it off for Irwin. Irwin throws it on goal. Begley gloves it and hangs on. Well, in the latest Let's Play Hockey rankings, and by latest I mean a week old, as they last came out on December 23rd, and at that point as that shot skips off the side of the net, that latest poll had Eden Prairie as the number 2 team in the state of Minnesota, but the day that poll came out, the Eagles were upended by Blaine 5-2, so some shuffling will be done, but suffice it to say, Eden Prairie a very strong squad as Bremer cycles through the slot. His shot goes off a skate and wide. Picked up by Irwin, ahead for Middlestat. Middlestat working on Peterson, gets around him, puts on the brakes, goes to the back, and he's forced behind the net, tried to slide it in the short side, and then a centering pass is knocked away. And the Pioneers come back the other way. Dylan Mills got it ahead off the stick of Yo. And quickly back in over the line is Sullivan. Sullivan upended as Peterson had his stick caught up in him. No call as the Pioneers come back through center. Dylan Mills to the Eagle line. Got stood up there by Young. And finally the loose puck. Middlestat plays it ahead for Johannes. Johannes 1-on-3 tries to come down the slot. Ends up bumping Ronaldo off the puck. Into the face-off circle. A quick shot, and that didn't make it through, but it rebounds, and a shot there doesn't make it through. And then sliding it out front was Lawrence. It's loose. The goalie is out, and diving back on top of it without a stick. The puck ends up in Begley's glove hand. Oh, Eden Prairie so close to doubling up the lead, but Begley scrambling. Dives back on top of the puck and goes back to the far side of the net to pick up the stick that he lost on the first go through of the first wave of Eagle players. 5:01 to play in the opening period as Hill Murray finally wins a face-off. Sontag plays it around. Yo got it to the line, but not out. Stick down, headman pass for Helgeson. Helgeson through the slot, a shot, reaching out. Pad save made by DeRocher. He has seen very little action here in the opening period. Shots 11-3 in favor of Eden Prairie. Flipped out to center. And finally gathered in by Graham. Graham takes it all the way back into his own zone, and on his back the entire way is Ronaldo, who finally does steal it away. Taps it free into the corner. And that's where Neubauer tries to come up with it. Eagle player lost his stick as it's held in near point and sent through the slot. First one to it is Bauman. Bauman working along the hash marks. Goes down as Graham was there defensively. Graham has it pinned to the wall. It's dug free by Neubauer. And now taken by Lawrence for Emerson. Emerson plays it deep into the Hill Murray zone and gives chase. He was tied up with Peterson. It's dug free. Getting in the way of the clearing attempt was Connor Olson, and Olson plays it through to the far wall. Borchert was the first one to it. He takes a tumble. Also going down, we are going to get the game's first penalty, is Mason Emerson. Was it taken down? And the Eagles will get the game's first power play. It's going to be a roughing call. And it comes at 13:26 of the opening period. And actually, we've got two Pioneer players going to the box. Sean Ryan has a 2-minute. penalty. And also in the box with a 5-minute is Weston Neubauer. So a 2-man advantage for a full 2 minutes here for Eden Prairie to start, plus the 5-minute major means they'll be on the power play into the period number 2 as they win the face-off. Lieberman across, getting a back up top, Michael Graham. Graham crosses with Lieberman, leaves it off for him. Down low, Middlestat, back up top for Lieberman. Lets the shot go, steered aside by Begley, and the rebound controlled on the near side by Graham. For Lieberman, back for Graham. Graham lets it go, he scores! Power play goal for Michael Graham. Makes it 2-0 Eden Prairie. That'll bring Sean Ryan out of the box. But Eden Prairie still with 4:35 of power play time ahead of them. $13:52 is the time of Graham's goal. As Eden Prairie wins the draw. Coming into play here this afternoon, Middlestat taken down, crashes into the net. So we'll reset that and get a face-off in the Hill Murray zone. For Graham, his 9th of the season, 2nd on the power play, just the 1 assist to Nick Lieberman. And Lieberman quarterbacks that power play, his 8th power play assist of the season. As the Eden Prairie power play has struck once here already. They started the afternoon 10 for 37, that's 27%. Against a Hill Murray penalty kill that has been less than spectacular. At just 81.6%, but 6 shorthanded goals on the year for the Pioneers. A remarkable 4 in one game in a 5-2 victory over White Bear Lake. Pioneers able to send it the length of the ice, and Louis Rail will start from behind his own net. Gets it ahead through center as Steen. Steen sends it deep into the Hill Murray zone. Begley stops it, winding up and driving it, but not out that time was Peterson, as it was held in on the near side by Blaklawiak. Now Steen in the corner, leaves it off Blaklawiak. Rail plays some quick catch and a quick snapshot taken by Johannes right on, but it's gloved and held by Begley. Face-off will come to his left with 1:45 left to play in the opening period. 2-0 Eden Prairie. Still 3:11 left on the major power play time. Eagles win the draw. Lieberman for Middlestat down low. Middlestat gets it back in the face-off circle, pushes it into the corner. Nolan Sullivan up top for Lieberman, back for Sullivan. Sullivan down low for Middlestat. Middlestat brings it back to the outside and gets it up top for Lieberman. Throws it on goal. Begley the save, the rebound, and Begley slides over to make another save as the rebound is finally picked up by the Pioneers, and Dylan Mills sends it across, but a little too hot for Reifenberger to handle. Eagles get it ahead, steered by Lawrence, but taken away by Reifenberger. He'll send it back, and Peterson sends it ahead. Mills kicks it into the zone. Hill Murray was offside. Eden Prairie able to break out of the zone. Middlestat taking his time, turns, fires, didn't get the shot through. It comes to Lieberman. Lieberman up top to the near side for Graham. Whips it across. Middlestat into the slot. Lawrence's shot doesn't make it through on the backhand, and the Mills able to pull it free and send it the length of the ice. We've got 30 seconds left in the opening period. 2-0 Eden Prairie as the Eagles come through center. Still on the power play for another 1:40. Middlestat down the left wing, tries to hustle behind the net, loses it, and it is sent out to center. Rail loses it, but doesn't take his eyes off the man as it's dropped back to him by Young. Rail sends his pass off Blaklawiak into the Hill Murray zone. Unable to clear it, however, is Ronaldo. In the slot, a shot taken by Johannes is right on. Begley a save with 1/10 of a second remaining. Nearly a costly turnover that time by Ronaldo. So the face-off to the right of Begley. Really will just drop the puck and the horn will sound here. And that's exactly what happens, and the teams are through 17 minutes. And at the end of one here in the first semifinal of the day, it is Eden Prairie 2, Hill Murray nothing. Shots on goal in the opening period heavily favor Eden Prairie as they outshoot Hill Murray by a margin of 16-3 in the first period. Folks, we're going to turn down the sound. We'll come back during the intermission. Just before the second period starts, we'll recap the first period scoring for you and fill you in on what has happened earlier today on the losers side of the bracket here in the Gold Division. You're watching the 2015 Schwann Cup Hockey Tournament live from Ritter Arena. And welcome back inside the Ritter Ice Arena on the campus of the University of Minnesota, the 2015 Schwann Cup Hockey Tournament. Eden Prairie leads Hill Murray 2-0 as we begin period number 2. Eagles still with 1 minute and 26 seconds left on a power play. A 5-minute boarding call assessed to Weston Neubauer at the same time that Sean Ryan went off for 2 minutes for roughing. Gave Eden Prairie a 5-on-3 advantage late in the opening period. That major penalty spills off into the second. Eagles took advantage on the 5-on-3 to pick up their second goal, giving them the 2-0 lead. Shots again in the opening period, 16-3 in favor of Eden Prairie. Is dangerous that time on the backhand was Michael Graham, denied by Begley. Now the loose puck is picked up by Lawrence. Lawrence into the corner. Sullivan finds it through for Middlestad. Back to the point. Lieberman walks up. His shot deflects, goes wide. Lawrence for Middlestad. Middlestad down low, trying to come in, and centering pass was behind Lawrence. Comes free along the far wall. The first one to it was Dylan Mills. Got it out of the zone, but Lieberman quickly brings it right back in. Gets the shot off Begley, the save. Couldn't control the rebound and loses the bucket as the puck goes off to his right, and that draws an immediate whistle. Faceoff will come to Begley's right in the Hill Murray zone. We've played exactly 1 minute of the second period, which means the Eagles still have 26 seconds left on the power play. And the draw is pulled back between the point men, and boy, hustling down. The first one, the closest one to it was Ronaldo, but DeRocher there to play it away from him, and quickly the Eagles are right back in the Hill Murray zone. It gets poked free by Sontag. Played ahead, and Hill Murray at center. Luke Ronaldo kills sometimes. He slowly works his way into the Eden Prairie zone. Tried to get the shot off, but the blade comes undone. He's got a new stick as Hill Murray is now back at full strength. Ronaldo tips it ahead. Bremer picks it up off the wall, but couldn't work his way past Lieberman. Now Ronaldo in the corner gets bumped off the puck by Graham. Comes free to the near side, hustling down to play it as Sontag, pushed into the corner. Bremer trying to dig it free. Bremer finally has it, looking for some space to operate. He's got a broken shaft of a stick down there as well. And finally it's Casey Middlestad. Tried to play it across, but that hit the skates of Anthony Betty and comes back out to center. Flipped ahead by Derek Breezy and out of play. Face-off just outside the Hill Murray blue line with 14:52 to play in the second period. 2-0 in the favor of Eden Prairie. Noah Duraney and Emmett Nath on the draw. Won by Eden Prairie and pushed deep into the zone by Hugh Trempy. Quast had it pinned free. It comes free up the slot, and Hill Murray able to gather it in, pushing it off on the near side was Hurley. Hurley gets it into the Eden Prairie zone before it's chopped away, and coming back the other way is Trumpy. Sends a backhander wide of the net. Eagles able to pick it up from behind that. Turning, firing, almost sliding one in the short side that time was Blaklawiak. Pioneers clear, and Louis Rail spins back into his own zone with it. Rail ahead. Tipped further along by Blaklawiak. Pioneers settle things down, and Petronic gets it ahead a little too far. The icing waved off. First one to it is Neubauer. Plays it back near point for Peterson. His shot knocked the stick right out of Borchardt's hands. Neubauer pushes it down low for Boblitz. His pass off a stick comes free in the near corner. Picked up by the Eagles. They're unable to clear as Boblitz pushes it back down into the corner. Finally, it's poked free, and Borchardt able to get it out to center. Peterson sends it across, and Ryan sends it deep into the Eden Prairie zone. Boblitz, first one to it, pushes it behind the net. Poblitz picks it back up. Centering pass came bouncing free, and now Peterson a shot. That's knocked down out front by Rail. Clear to the line, held in by Ryan, and Ryan just rings it around the wall to the near side. Poblitz pushes it behind the net. Joey Bauman stapled to the wall there, trying to fish it free is Reifenberger. Reifenberger centering pass comes free. A shot, and pad save made by DeRocher. Dangerous that time was Bauman. Now Ryan on the far side, knocked down by Emerson. Bauman in the corner, absorbs the hit from Wes Young. Young fans on the clearing attempt. There's Reifenberger there. Takes the puck away in the corner, poked free from him. And now rifled. And we'll get an icing call here on Eden Prairie. 12:29 to play, second period. 2-0 Eden Prairie, but I think the ice is slanted from right to left as we look at it. The first period dominated by Eden Prairie. So far the second period dominated by Hill Murray. All the action to our left in this hockey game. The Eagles win the draw, they get it. Rink-wide pass, pulling it out of his skates is Cole Lawrence. Lawrence and Sontag gave chase. Now it's Graham working behind the net. Graham looking to center. Gets chased into the corner by Sontag. They still go after one another as Graham now leaves it off, trying to walk out front with it, and unable to do anything with it is Johannes. Now Graham, Johannes, tried to drop it back, but gave it right to Mills. Ahead, Bremer slides it deep into the Eden Prairie zone. Irwin sends it across, but gave it right to Reifenberger. Back to the near point. Shot off the end. Well, comes free, and Bremer just took the wrong angle to the puck that time, and back the other way is Cole Lawrence. Puts on the brakes at the hash marks. Into the face-off circle. Let's the shot go, and Begley, the save, gets kind of tipped over as he's undercut by a stick, kind of hanging on for dear life to that rebound, and hung on to it long enough to get the whistle. Face-off will come to his right with 11:32 to play here in the second period. Middlestat gets it back. One-timer is just wide. It comes off the end wall, and Steen unable to put a stick on it. Now Middlestat spins at center. Gets dumped by Yo there at center ice, but the puck comes free for Steen. He finds Sullivan in over the line, and his shot well wide, but Steen plays the rebound, tried to push it down the wall. Instead, it's taken away by Ryan. Ahead for Ronaldo. Ronaldo drops it off now for Helgeson. Helgeson, a shot, they score! Looked like it may have changed direction out front. In any event, Hill Murray has cut the lead in half. It's 2-1 Eden Prairie. .6:01 the time of the goal. So Ronaldo gets the goal for the Pioneers. For Luke Ronaldo, it is number 7. That ties him for the team lead with Marco Reifenberger. 1 assist, and that goes to Ben Helgeson. So Ronaldo from Helgeson at 6:01, the Hill Murray goal. Blakawiak got it back into the Hill Murray zone. It's backhanded out to center. Rail sends it across. Olsen sends it in off of Duraney's stick. Duraney knocks down the clearing attempt and then bumps along with Quast in the corner. Quast pushes it back to the corner where Hurley picks it up. Hurley having some difficulty with it. Pulled free by the Eagles, a shot. Hits the traffic and skips through to the near wall. Blakawiak bumped off the puck, lost his stick in the process. Off the bench to hold it in is Johannes, and Johannes pushes it down into the corner. Sent high off the glass back into the Eden Prairie zone. Olsen will give chase and get to it. No icing there on Hill Murray. Pass ahead for Johannes. Tipped further along, giving chase is Graham, but played back to the line. Held in. No, it did come out over the blue line and then carried back in by Johannes offsides. 9:45 to play. Period number 2. It's Eden Prairie 2, Hill Murray 1 here at Ritter Arena. The winner of this one will take on the winner of tonight's final game between Minnetonka and Edina. Earlier today on the loser's side of the bracket, Wayzata defeated Burnsville 5-2. St. Thomas Academy defeated Centennial 4-2. So Wayzata and St. Thomas Academy will face off for the consolation championship tomorrow in Blaine. Right down the slot. Mills, the shot pad save for DeRocher. And the rebound cleared out to center. Sontag sent it ahead, and Hill Murray will be called offsides. Burnsville and Centennial also will face off against one another tomorrow afternoon. They'll be on Rink 1, Wayzata St. Thomas Academy on Rink 2 in Blaine at the Schwann Super Rink. The winner of this one will face off right here at 8 o'clock tomorrow night for the Gold Division Championship. The loser will face off at 12:30 on Rink 4. Helgeson's shot knocked down. Steen spins around, gets it ahead. Middlestadt drags it out to center and finds Steen. Steen into the Hill Murray zone, just backhands it into the corner and gives chase. Sean Ryan there defensively. Trying to pull it free is Sullivan. Sullivan finally does win it for Eden Prairie. He walks right out in the slot. A shot hits the traffic and bounces free in the face-off circle. Picked up Middlestadt. Centering pass, but falling down before he could do anything with it was Sullivan as Ryan golfs it up the far wall and back into the Eden Prairie zone. Middlestadt harassed by Ronaldo. Drops it off and Irwin. Gray Irwin sends it ahead. Older brother, Andrew Irwin. Andrew, a sophomore. As Gray goes back into his goaltender and into the net, taking the Eden Prairie goal off. We'll reset that and get a face-off to the left of Sean DeRocher. .809 to play, period number 2. Eagles 2, Pioneers 1. These teams met in last year's Schwann Cup as well. They met in round 1. And it took overtime to get a winner through into the semifinal round last year. The Eagles eventually prevailed 3-15 into the overtime period. Otherwise, these two teams do not play very often. The last time they had a regularly scheduled game in the regular season, I believe, was back in 2012. Which also resulted in an Eden Prairie victory. Pioneers try to send it down the wall, and we've got a whistle, and we have the puck played with a high stick. That was the whistle. And it'll move the face-off back in the Eden Prairie zone. 7:30 to play, second period. Graham and Bremer on the draw. Bremer pulled it back, but the first one to it was Lawrence, and Lawrence skates it out to center. Lawrence, left wing pass. Trying to throw it out front was Johannes, but that's intercepted, brought back the other way, and then the pass too far. We're going to get an icing call here on Hill Murray. Graham and Reifenberger on the draw, won by Hill Murray, and Dylan Mills on the far wall. from the red line, dumps it deep into the Eden Prairie zone. It rings around, trying to carry it in back of his goals. Andrew, and it comes free right up front. Mills on the wraparound, denied by DeRocher, and as he slid quickly to the near post. The Eden Prairie goal once again coming undone. We'll get that reset. And once again, it'll be Bremer and Middlestad on the draw. Middlestad pulls it back. Olsen behind his net, sends it up near side for Steen. Steen through center for Middlestad, knocked off his stick. As he kind of took a slash, he's holding that left hand a little awkwardly. Pioneers send it deep into the Eden Prairie zone. Middlestad through center, plays it off the wall to himself, comes free for Steen. Steen, a shot, and that deflected and ends up on the back of the Hill Murray goal, where Middlestad knocks it off. Sullivan working in the corner with it. Leaves it off for Middlestad. Middlestad spins at the hash marks. We get a whistle, and we will reset the Hill Murray goal. .6:15 to play, period number 2. 2-1 Eden Prairie. Goals in the first from Cole Lawrence and Michael Graham have been cut in half in this period by Luke Rinaldo. Eagles again have the Pioneers a little bit bottled up here. Hill Murray able to get it out to center, driven right back into the Pioneer zone. Eden Prairie will take the chime to change the front line, as keeping the play alive now is Blakawiak. Played back to the point for Lieberman. Steen picks it up. Back for Lieberman. A shot, blocker pad save made, and the rebound controlled by Steen from Middlestad. Uses the referee as a screen. Middlestad coming out into the slot on the backhand, though. Spins around to the forehand, finds Lieberman. Lieberman walking in, a shot. Turned aside by Begley, and the rebound finally ends up in the far corner, where it's played by Sullivan. A backhand shot there, goes wide. Steen has it knocked off his stick. Middlestad picks it up. Middlestad works his way into the slot. His shot deflects and goes wide, but Middlestad the first one to it. Long shift defensively here from Hill Murray, as a shot by Irwin is right on, and Begley, the save, hangs on, and finally Pioneers get a much-needed line change. Easy to cycle things through in the second period if you are on offense, as your bench is in the offensive zone in the second period. Eagles win the draw. Rail pushes it behind the net. Johannes working in the corner. Kind of was falling down, and then Breezy went over the top of him. And the Pioneers, Rinaldo down the left wing, has it tapped free. Picked up and unable to pull the trigger on it was Helgeson, as the Eagles regain it. Rail taps it ahead. Through center comes Graham. Graham comes in, and down behind the play, behind his own goal, is Cole Lawrence. That is what the whistle is all about, and the trainer going to come out and take a look at Lawrence, who struggles back onto his skates and works his way back toward the Eden Prairie bench. Gets a nice hand from a pretty decent Tuesday night crowd here at Ritter Arena. 4:05 to play, second period, 2-1 Eagles. Shots now 21-10 in the hockey game in favor of Eden Prairie. A 7-5 advantage here in this period for Hill Murray. Lieberman drives it into the Hill Murray zone. Ryan gets it ahead. Middlestat intercepts and holds it in. Middlestat gets the shot off, but whistled it wide. It rebounds to the near point. They score! Irwin threw it out front. It hits Steen and ends up in the back of the net, and it's 3-1 Eden Prairie. Even strength goal at 13-13 of the second period. And for Spencer Steen, that is his 4th of the season. This is Steen. Middlestat, backhand, denied by Begley. Irwin trying to walk right out front. It comes free and picked up and coming back the other way now. Dylan Mills for Bremer. Bremer turns, fires, steered aside using the blocker. Sullivan gets it ahead and sent high and into the Hill Murray zone. It's gloved and held long enough to get the whistle. Begley had options, just wasn't sure that he liked what he was seeing, though, and hangs on to it, and the face-off will be to his left in the Hill Murray zone. 2:52 left to play. Period number 2. The teams now have traded goals here in this period. Eden Prairie leading at 3-1. There's a blast high and wide. It comes off the end wall and batted around. It finally finds its way to the far side. Getting stapled to the wall was Boblets. Comes free and sending one through the slot was Blackowiak. Comes out to center. A couple Eagle players run into each other, but getting it into the zone was Trumpy. Dropped off now. Bauman takes a big hit. No call, and Bauman slow in getting up. And Bill Lechner is all over the officials for that not getting called. .2:14 left to play, second period, as Bill Lechner attends to an injured, I believe it's Ken Boblets, down for Eden Prairie. And actually, I believe it's Joey Bauman, if I have it right. To recap the scoring in this one thus far, an early start to it. Just 1:21 into the hockey game. Cole Lawrence picked up his 6th of the season. Michael Graham and Hunter Johannes picked up the assists. Eden Prairie would make it 2-0 in the first period on the power play at 13:52, picking up his 9th of the season, Michael Graham. Lone assist to Nick Lieberman. It was 2-0 Eden Prairie at the end of 1. Hill Murray cut the lead in half, 6:01 into the second period, as picking up his 7th goal of the season was Luke Ronaldo. The lone assist on Ronaldo's go to Ben Helgeson. But Eden Prairie restoring its 2-goal advantage at the 13:13 mark of the period. Spencer Steen was in the right spot at the right time as the shot from the point hit him and ended up in the back of the net. 4th of the year for Steen. Andrew Irwin and Casey Middlestad pick up the assist on Steen's 4th of the year, getting us to the 3-1 Eden Prairie advantage. With 2:14 left to play here in the second period, and Joey Bauman is up. He'll be helped off the ice, not putting much weight at all on the left leg. And the Hill Murray fans in attendance still letting the referees know their displeasure to a non-call there. Reifenberger wins the draw, got it into the Eden Prairie zone. Graham takes it behind his net, has it stolen away. It comes free now, Reifenberger plays it back to the point. Sontag tried to play it back down the wall. Graham got in the way of that, and Graham sends it rink wide. Breezy sent it ahead. Reifenberger hit from behind. We've got a delayed offside, which is now called on Hill Murray. Minute 48 left to play, period number 2. You look at the schedules for these teams, and a lot of common opponents despite playing in different sections, different conferences. But the non-conference portion, Eden Prairie, a couple games against Benilde scheduled. Hill Murray, their second game of the year against Benilde St. Margaret's, the number 1 team in the state. Turning, firing, and snapping it over the top of the net was Sullivan. Other common opponents include Burnsville, Maple Grove, Wyzetta, Blaine, St. Thomas Academy, Elk River. As these teams are not afraid to play the best in the state. They are 2 of the best in the state. As Middlestad circles behind the net, final minute of play. Middlestad again. That left hand is sore. Ronaldo back the other way. Middlestad kind of dragging that left hand along. Sent ahead, knocked out of the arrows, played by a high stick by Middlestad. And neither team wanting to touch it there at the blue line. Finally we get the whistle, and the face-off will move back into the Eden Prairie zone with 39.7 seconds remaining in the second period. Bremer and Graham on the draw to the left of DeRocher. Won by the Pioneers. Ryan's shot deflects, comes free in the near corner. Clearing attempt, held in. Bremer winds up, his shot hits the crossbar and comes out. Johannes tries to clear, unable to do so. Mills is there. Mills avoids a couple in the slot, has it tapped off his stick, throws it out front. Pad save made there through the screen by DeRocher. And now Graham picks up the loose puck. Graham sends it high, trying to skate onto it now is Lawrence. Lawrence behind the net, bumped off the puck. Bodies flying, Mills trying to advance it, and time will run out on period number 2. Your score at the end of 2 here in the first semifinal of the afternoon. Eden Prairie 3 and Hill Murray 1. Shots on goal in the second period. 8 for Eden Prairie, 8 for Hill Murray. 2 period totals, 24 for Eden Prairie and 11 for Hill Murray, as the Eagles will take a 3-1 lead into the locker rooms. Folks, you're watching the 2015 Schwann Cup Hockey Tournament. We are live at Ritter Arena in Minneapolis on the campus of the University of Minnesota. We're going to turn down the sound here during the second intermission. We'll be back with third period action in approximately 15 minutes. Once again, your score, Hill Murray trails Eden Prairie 3-1 our score. And welcome back inside Ritter Arena as the teams are at the dot to begin the third period. Eden Prairie leads Hill Murray 3-1 as we are underway. Lieberman chases down the draw back in his own zone. Plays it ahead, tipped but not out that time by Lawrence. Lawrence plays it to the line, bouncing puck. Ryan held it in and it's pushed out by Johannes. Dylan Mills brings it in but hesitated and Drew Bremer in ahead of him. Offsides, Hill Murray. One scoring change on the second Eden Prairie goal. A second assist has been added. There's a shot pad save by DeRocher. The power play goal scored by Michael Graham, his 9th of the season. Lieberman an assist. They've added an assist to Casey Middlestat on that power play goal. Bremer at center sends it deep into the Eden Prairie zone. Lieberman swings it up the near wall. Sullivan unable to clear it. Lieberman does, however, as Peterson taps it to the near side. Sullivan picks it up and sends it deep into the Hill Murray zone. Begley sets it up behind the net for Ryan. Long pass, skips off the board, off of a linesman, picked up and brought in. Snapping a shot off, just missing the mark that time was Helgeson as the puck ends up out of play. Face-offs, Eden Prairie's won about 60% of them, 24-17 through 2 periods of play. This one, however, one controlled by Hill Murray. This is Rail for Eden Prairie. Weaves his way out of the zone and through center, then dumps it deep into the Hill Murray zone. Breezy sends it up the far wall. That one went through Yo and goes the length of the ice, and an icing call on Hill Murray. So kind of a sloppy start to this third period. Not much free-flowing action as we are a minute and a half into the period. Emerson swept it into the Hill Murray zone. Pioneers get it right back out to center. Gathered in there by Gray Irwin. And he throws it in on goal, gloved and held by Begley. Quite a difference in goaltender usage between these two teams. Begley has played now 8 of the 11 Pioneer games. And the Eagles have been on a strict goalie rotation. Last night it was Nick Winchek. Now DeRocher, who started game 1 of the year, starts game 11. He's had every odd number game. Winchek's had every even numbered game for the Eagles. As we get another icing call on Hill Murray. Coming into action in this game, DeRocher had suffered both Eagle losses, as he is 3-2, a goals against of nearly 4, save percentage only about 86%. But he has turned aside 11 of 12 here. And we are going to get the first penalty of the game assessed to Eden Prairie. Hunter Johannes goes to the box, high sticking the call. And it comes at the 2:17 mark of this third period, so Hill Murray, their first power play opportunity of the hockey game. They are 8 for 33 on the season. That's good for 24.2% as it's misplayed by Ryan at the far point. The Eden Prairie penalty kill just 79.5%. as they have given up 9 power play goals in their first 10 games. Reifenberger through center. Carries in, lets the shot go right on it. Drop down to Rocher. Quick to gather it up. Reifenberger going hard for the rebound that wasn't there. Wesley Young took exception. It'll be Bremer and Connor Olson on the draw. Bremer wins it back. The one-timer just misses the far post from Sean Ryan. Rebound all the way out to center, picked up by Trumpy, and he skates it into the Hill Murray zone. Just wants to kill time by trapping it against the wall. Finally fished free. Reifenberger down the left wing into the Eden Prairie zone. Little toe drag, has it slide off his stick as it gets stick to the near wall by DeRocher. Centering pass knocked down and chopped out to center by Olson. Ryan rings it around the wall up the near side for Peterson. Peterson for Mills. Mills hustles into the Eden Prairie zone, looking for some room. He tumbles down. Puck comes free and gets rifled off the glass out to center by Andrew Irwin. Now Breezy feathers it ahead. In over the line was Helgeson, tied up from behind by Sullivan. It comes free and Irwin picks it up. And the sophomore able to get it back out to center. Just 15 seconds left on the Hill Murray power play that really has not had any traction whatsoever in the offensive zone. Ronaldo speeds into the Eden Prairie zone, drives right toward the front, tries to sneak one in short side, denied by DeRocher. Breezy into the corner for Ronaldo. For Helgeson, Helgeson walking in, spins around, Eden Prairie back at full strength. Helgeson tried to leave it in the corner but hit the referee. Now it's Ronaldo behind the net. Ronaldo comes out front, lifts it, tried to go top shelf, hit the outside of the post, and then has it deflect out of play. .12:28 to play, period number 3. It remains 3-1 Eden Prairie. As that gets pulled right back to DeRocher, who covers it up and will reset and redo to his left. Eagles win it. Ryan sent it, but Lieberman knocked it down on the way through, and Lieberman starts from behind his own net. Lieberman's pass intercepted at center. Brought back the other way, but offside by Neubauer. .12 to play in the hockey game. Neubauer and Graham on the draw. Neubauer wins it for Hill. Boblitz carries into the Eden Prairie zone, sends it deep, gives chase. Knocked away from him by by Kimball, Chris Kimball, who's seen very limited ice time here for Eden Prairie tonight. Lawrence gets it across. Johannes down the left wing. Hunter Johannes has his shot deflect and go wide. Pushed ahead and out to center by Betty. Now Lieberman, cross ice pass. Lawrence now picked up by Johannes. Tried to get it back for Lawrence, but getting a stick on that was Tony Betty. Ryan and Graham tangle up. Loose puck shoveled ahead, and Betty gets it out to center. Rail backpedals into his own zone with it for Eden Prairie. Louis Rail to the near side for Olson. Leaves it off. Peterson gets it ahead for Bremer. Bremer gets stood up. Rail gave him a forearm shiver that is going to be called an elbow and send Rail to the penalty box at the 6-minute mark of period number 3. So power play number 2 upcoming for Hill Murray. and up. And Hill Murray going to take their time out right here with exactly 11 minutes left to play into the third period. Pioneers with a great opportunity to cut the lead in half again. We've played 6 minutes of the third period. We've had only 3 shots on goal in the period. All of them by Hill Murray. Eden Prairie has really not had any offensive momentum. They played shorthanded for 2 of the 6 minutes already in this period. And they're hoping to make it 4 of the first 8 to kill off this elbowing call on Louis Rail. I'm going to invite you to stick around at the conclusion of this one. Give us about a half an hour. We'll come back with Minnetonka and Edina in the second semifinal. The winners face off tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for the Gold Division Championship. The loser of this will take on the loser of that game at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon at the Schwann Super Rink. Face-off game right on goal. DeRocher covers. Middlestat and Reifenberger again on the draw. Middlestat pulls it free, backhands it, but not out. As it comes free in the slot, fanning on it, and then on the second attempt, Gray Irwin gets back into the Hill Murray zone. Peterson plays it for Ryan. At center for Reifenberger. Reifenberger, right wing pass, mills it over the line. Got the puck through, but couldn't get the body through as Irwin was there defensively. Eagles send it the length of the ice, and Reifenberger picks it up behind his net. Marco Reifenberger into the Eden Prairie zone down the left wing wall. Has it poked free by Lieberman. Middlestat sends it ahead and off of Sullivan out into the Hill Murray zone. Quickly ahead for Bremer. In over the line is Brock Bremer. Drops it back for Reifenberger. Back for Bremer. The defenseman there lost his stick. Up top now Ryan lets the shot go through a screen. Knocked down, and finally the whistle blows as Dylan Mills was digging at it. Set the screen and looked for the rebound. Eventually did pull it free and find the back of the net, but after the whistle had blown. 59 seconds left on the Hill Murray power play. 9:59 left to play in the third period. Helgeson and Graham on the draw, won by Hill Murray. Helgeson up top, Petronic for Helgeson, back for Petronic. Settles the bouncing puck, finds Breezy on the near side, back up top. Petronic for Breezy. Into the corner, looking for some room is Yo. Pulled free, Ronaldo takes it behind the net. Luke Ronaldo, he's got the Hill Murray goal in this one. Up top, Petronic. Back for Ronaldo. Lets the shot go, and the rebound flipped behind by Graham, who clears it up the far wall, hustling over and unable to hold it in as Petronic lost his stick as he tried. Hill Murray gathers it back, and Breezy tips it into the Eden Prairie zone. Knocked off his stick. Played low by Yo. Eagles are back at full strength, a perfect 2 for 2 on the penalty kill here this evening. Middlestat at center. Spins away from Ronaldo and Casey Middlestat. Excuse me. Lets the shot go, and Begley at the edge of the blue ice. Cut off the angle, makes the save and hangs on. A face-off coming in the Hill Murray zone with 8:36 to play in the third period. 3-1 Eden Prairie. Stolen away by Steen and knocked off his stick by Ryan. Eagles hold the zone. Steen for Middlestad in the slot. Lets the shot go and sent it just wide. Rebound pushed into the corner by Sullivan over the top of Middlestad. Peterson plays it to the far wall. Hustling down was Chris Kimball. Now it's Sullivan. Spins off of a check. Chasing him is Neubauer. Comes right out front and frozen there by Begley. 8:03 to play in the third. It remains 3-1 Eden Prairie. Face off coming in the Hill Murray zone to the left of junior netminder Jake Begley. Begley 6-1 on the year coming into this one. A goals against of 2.03. Save percentage of 92.7. Beautiful pass. Reifenberger's shot, sharp angle shot, steered aside by DeRocher, played back near point. Ryan plays it down into the corner, bounces through for Reifenberger. Quick centering pass, but three Pioneer players underneath the goal line, nobody out front. Now in over the line. Putting on the brakes, Lawrence got it across the one-timer for Lieberman. Couldn't get much on a bouncing puck, and it ends up out of play. Bremer backhands it through neutral ice. Mills tapped it into the zone. Olsen tapped it away from him. Now Mills whips it out front. The only one there is Rail. And Rail weaves his way through the defensive zone and fanned on the breakout pass. Mills for Bremer. Bremer bounced off the puck by Olsen. Breezy got it back. Sontag sends it in. Rail plays it up the near side. Bouncing puck held in by Breezy. Into the corner for Bremer. Rail on his back. Helgeson to the point. Breezy, a shot from there. DeRocher the save and a rebound. Set tantalizingly free before it was swept on out to center by Ryan Lesko. Or check that by Hugh Trumpy. Centering pass comes free and Steen. 1-on-3 through center. Everybody else changing behind him. Loose puck. Knocked ahead for Yo. And Yo will dump it deep into the Eden Prairie zone. 6:20 to play in the third. 3-1 Eden Prairie. Held in near point. Played down the wall by Quast. Helgeson lets the shot go. He scores! Ben Helgeson goes top shelf over the shoulder of DeRocher, and it's 3-2 Eden Prairie. .10:51 the time of Helgeson's goal. Fifth of the season for Ben Helgeson. Quast picks up the only assist, as we'll get a face-off here in the Hill Murray zone. 5:56 left in regulation as the fifth of the year from Helgeson is set up. What should be a dandy finish here between Hill Murray and Eden Prairie. Eagles have never trailed in this one. They jumped out early, just a minute 21 into the hockey game. Led 2-0 after one, 3-1 after two. Pioneers hold it in. The centering pass is picked up and carried by Lawrence. Lawrence just fails to connect with Johannes. Knocked ahead and off of Boblets out to center. Olsen gets it ahead and over the line. Graham lets it go, and blocker pad save made by Begley. Pioneers clear it out to center. Olsen gets it ahead. Intercepted, and Reifenberger bounces free for Bremer. Right up front. Oh, great glove save that time by DeRocher as he robs Reifenberger. Back the other way comes Middlestat. Tries to split the defense. Pushes it toward the goal as he was steered away. Comes free out front. And that's where Bremer picks it up. Ahead for Mills. Mills dances, bobs, weaves, pushes it on goal, and it's covered by DeRocher, and a face-off coming in the Eden Prairie zone. Great end-to-end action here late in the third. Face-off to the right of DeRocher. Duraney and Helgeson on the draw, won by Hill Murray. Rinaldo comes off the wall into the slot. Backhand shot, sent it wide. Pioneers play it back to the point. Breezy for Rinaldo. Poked off his stick by Duraney. Picked up, played back to the point. Breezy a shot, steered aside by DeRocher, and the rebound. Played to the line, but not out, and a hand pass call here as it was knocked down by Sontag. And that'll move the face-off all the way back into the Hill Murray zone with 4:23 left to play in regulation time. Johannes, near point Lieberman, works his way down the wall, bounces it into the corner. Trying to come back up the wall with it was Lawrence. Lieberman holds it in, brings it out front, tipped out front by Johannes, but over the top. Johannes has his pass deflect back into the Eden Prairie zone. Quickly ahead and in over the line. Lawrence tries to go through the defense. Plays it behind for Graham. Graham, rink wide pass. Rail fires one off the outside of the far post. Neubauer pushes it behind the net. Sent ahead. Rinaldo tips it out to center. Olsen kind of fanned on it. Picked up and carried in now by Petronic. Graham sweeps it behind the net. Played up the wall for Steen, and Steen bangs it out to center. Gathered in and sent in on goal by Quast. Middlestat picks it up now for Eden Prairie. For Rail. Sent it high out to center. Quast backpedals and plays it back to the Eden Prairie line where it's picked up by Boblitz. Knocked off his stick. Swept ahead by Sullivan and then sent deep into the Hill Murray zone. 2:45 left to play in regulation. Clearing attempt, getting a stick on it was Steen. Tapped free by Reifenberger. And finally it's Marco Reifenberger. Works his way through center. He's got Bremer on his right, or on his left rather. Bremer now tied up by Irwin. Played to the point, held in there by Peterson. And finally it's Lieberman. For Middlestat. Down the right wing, Casey Middlestat walks right in. A shot off the defender Peterson. Johannes a shot, didn't make it through. And a diving play pushes it out to center. That was Bremer. Ryan rings it up the far wall, but there to hold it in is Lawrence. Cole Lawrence, centering pass comes free. Graham in the high slot, drops it back to the point. Rail shot. Helgeson got in the way of that. Pioneers with 1:40 left. Pass at center. Knocked free. Graham spins back into his own zone. Now it's Johannes. Johannes in over the line. Whips it across, and it's intercepted by Rinaldo. Drops it back for Helgeson. Helgeson through center. Backhands it deep, and he'll go off on a change. Rail. Played to the far wall where the referee got in the way of it. Now Johannes. Thinking about coming off was Begley until Johannes had the puck. 1:05 left. Hill Murray trapped in their own zone. Sullivan couldn't work it free. Steen caught from behind by Bremer. 50 seconds left. As Begley inches his way, off he comes for the extra attacker. Knocked out to center, now falling down, and here's Middlestat all alone with the empty net, and Casey Middlestat provides the insurance Eden Prairie needed. An empty net goal for Casey Middlestat, his third point of the afternoon, and it's 4-2 Eden Prairie. For Casey Middlestat, his 9th of the season, this one into the empty net at 16-23, unassisted for Middlestat. At center, Neubauer gets it into the Eden Prairie zone before he's knocked off the puck. Irwin just sends it high and back into the Hill Murray zone. Just 10 seconds left in this one as Breezy backpedals into the corner with it. Sends it ahead. Neubauer with 2 seconds left has it slide off the stick. And the Eden Prairie Eagles have defeated the Hill Murray Pioneers by a final score of 4-2. Shots on goal in the third period favored Hill Murray by a margin of 12-6. But the teams trade goals in the third. Scoring summary of the third period at 10:51. Ben Helgeson picked up his 5th of the season. David Quast picks up the assist. And then Casey Middlestat into the empty net at 16:23, his 9th of the season. Excuse me. Provides the final margin in Eden Prairie's 4-2 victory. So the win moves Eden Prairie to 9-2 on the season, and they will play for the Gold Division Championship tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And they will face the winner of tonight's final game between Minnetonka and Edina. Hill Murray into the third place game. They will take on the winner of that Skippers and Hornets match. And the loss drops the Pioneers to 8-3 on the season. That'll do it in this one. Eden Prairie defeats Hill Murray 4-2. For our cameraman Andrew, for our technical advisor Amber Johnson, my name is Joe Moore. You've been watching the 2015 Schwann Cup Hockey Tournament. Once again, your final score, Eden Prairie 4, Hill Murray 2. Good night, everybody.